to the din anopa tutu so ebusua a morning show dwumadi a de brɛw aha na yɛka Ghana nsɛm yɛka amayɔsɛm yɛka school sɛm yɛka akwani ebedie ho nsɛm yɛkɔ mmrahye bedwam yɛkɔ akwantempɔn ho nsɛm so yɛka yaresabea ho nsɛm aha na yɛka Ghana ho nsɛm nyinaa no kure wom ya no kure nim baby antro ne da yɛde evidence any fact ebɛka mabom ayɛ analysis ama wa obɛte ase aha Ashanti Prime TV dwumadi a yato ne din anopa tutu ebusua me na me di dwumadi ho chia me yɛfa me Sam ba Ike Jebre neti anopa tutu abra no pa nonum ekosi se nondu ebebo no morning show sonko Ghana ina etie anopa tutu abusuafo aha Ashanti Prime TV na wonim se ye ka se Ashanti Prime TV dia na che se aha na no kre no ewo
Oni Solomon Opokunie ye fredwuma ba fie die ne ye bepe TV a obeka nsem papa a kire yen no ba mi yehunu no papa ekoso ewo wiase tisi ye pe TV papa ne ye tie nsem pa ewo kuro yimu dia ye fanto ba biase Ashanti Prime TV ewa na mehwe le de bia etiso fa TV no to Ashanti Prime TV. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall.
You didn't come out over your fear film and conquer near say, yet them any impo yesukum. Sanko Modi when your deba TV so. Na yababe didn't come out to show way any direction be a young como na yedi a sem and a yeka ye echo so our boom a become politics kakra a become religion kakra a become entertainment kakra any day I came in I was here. So you to me, so what talent to be a ever from now yet.
And yawaja for issue bosemenede to sudunsia e wa fimpimienu ene aduenu ensie muno nsie dikan abo anope ye mrason sensema yensa kan wo man Ghana ene ama hodwo so ni edikan editi asemufu agina ntenten wa kruchie de agu krata so ede ama mede ba besom wo se prime anopa no nsia kase ensema anope mede ba besom mo no edos ye ni edi makutini bi enie Ghana Mampenny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ene washe amomudi eye free primary health care medino. Ashe so sanso eno Ghana Mampenny abedi tree Professor Jane. Nana opuku ajiman enso akasa. Ensem weni ensema udu pie kan ye de baba sommo e was media santem. Me am dia no pakasi e beso media mejeso. And a mess snapsat me twa me ho aba. Na science wa mo akwa babiem ediaba Ashanti Prime TV so afeji boy na yendo ensem eyesuko Ghana mampanyi abedi echire Professor Gina na opoku ajiman ene wahwe ama eyejumedi edin da so eye Greater Cape 3 points eye Ghana First Marine eye protected area no eye Ghana First Marine wahwe se obehwe ne abohu ban na enkoba se da chibia no yempo ano ene beaches ahodo amanfo ekohonom no mukodi sebi enyamra sem wohonom ne yebowe ano nanyewe nko adachi bia no ade a eye marine area ahodo ni nyina yebehwe ne abo ni nyina eho ban
of our blue economy vision, Ghana's strategic recognition of our seas and our oceans as the source of sustainable development is important for us. A healthy marine ecosystem supports food security, responsible tourism and investment, and protects our coastlines from the impact of climate change. Pursuant to Section 39 of the Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2025-1146, and in accordance with the Cabinet decision of October 7, 2025, I hereby formally declare Greater Cape 3 Points Marine Protected Area duly established.
The declaration of our first marine protected area is not just a policy milestone, as was said on this podium a few minutes ago. For us, it is a national turning point. For the first time, Ghana can decisively say our marine resources must endure. About 3 million of Ghana's population depend on the fisheries value chain. This achievement stands on the shoulders of exceptional collaboration. I wish Her Excellency, Your Excellency, at this moment, to commend the Technical Advisory Committee for its diligence, expertise, and unwavering commitment to ensuring that
Adishima Vaye Kenkai and Semno Ediama Mobile America Cranie and a better abontini say near Bokina yin to Minko Honum and Kofa and Tools and Famba a bedru saying not just said they how Kese na bre eye maame mu edwadifo nene na anam so amene eye president at the Ghana Institute of Engineering engineer anan hesi akasa ede ato abonsene se obesere se onhwe ananse Ghana hadi nkiyene mu ni nsutobre na yedua ntos nenso senka ye toto ne emeyi a ensu ye wo pebre mu kra na ebetumi otu nsuo wo baabi ne yahwe ne yedua ntos ho ne nkoba se afibie mu no adisi yedru June July ansa na yetumi edua ntos nto besere se aban no na afi nso aso ye hwekuayo ensem so na afi ye nuane enwonsem no sebi emfa asem a wokan enkwa adwendwen mu ye se de be ya obehwe ne ne ya na watumi edua ntos enimoni mi ya enkoba se ye twen nsuto bransa na yedua ye ntos
enhance productivity and reduce inefficiencies. Climate change adds a further layer of urgency to this agenda. The conference emphasized that climate-smart engineering solutions must underpin all agricultural interventions. We must invest in systems that optimize water use, integrate renewable energy, and build resilience against environmental shocks. Sustainability must be embedded in every stage of the agricultural and food value chain. The discussions also highlighted the transformative role of innovation and technology. Skilled, diverse, and forward-looking workforce is essential to sustaining long-term progress. As the Ghana Institute of Engineering, we are committed to ensuring that the outcomes of this conference translate into tangible results. We will continue to provide technical leadership, deepen engagement with government and industry, and champion engineering solutions that address national development priorities. Our focus will remain on driving implementation and delivering impact. The message from this conference is clear. Ghana's path to food security and economic resilience will be engineered. We must act with urgency, invest with purpose.
Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration a Trinity a FNS Gempa. Any omodi ofutusem akọ edi amayenuanum esukufo. Ye maame mu edwadifo na afeyin so wona eye other businesses enyina so besere se eye AI abayi. E wosi enyina ye gitum se AI na ba woni ye eba betina sintim prempren anase ni mu ya na wosi hu kwan a ye fa so di AI eye artificial intelligence no ye hwe kwan ye be fa so edi bedi dwuma ansa na daachi bia no abaye se amanfo adikan edi eja ye hwe ne ya uko eye AI a etumi niema bebra sebi nipa kura no yentumi enwini enrisa bia yin ntisi di AI e kan ye dada asetina ne dada abrabo ho a osusu se ne beboa ne yenya se ehye yetirimu se AI na ba se ba beji eye nipa adwuma ayem.
A few years ago, one of the things that I set myself to do working in the bank was to improve inclusion for women. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with savings groups. But these women work very hard. They put their monies sometimes in a meeting or in a box. And then they give it to one person to take home. Or they dig the belly of the earth and put the money there. And in our research, we found that often what tends to happen is that when they have saved enough, either the person who is holding the money disappears with it, or wherever they thought they had securely saved the money, somehow it vanishes. So we set ourselves the task of digitizing the process. We went to villages near and far, and we went with the assumption that everybody had a mobile phone. And so we said, oh, you don't need data, we use USSD. And to our surprise, it turns out that a lot of them did not have. But we sit in Accra, we have 3, 4, God knows how many mobile phones, and we assume that in other parts of the country, that is the same. At the end of the day, we had to change our model and now provide free mobile phones to enable these savings groups digitized. So we need leaders who will make the undeserved, underserved, and excluded visible.
Say, say, for more businesses industry, any idea no? On say no traditional way of doing business before. Now, yeah, who say AI no? Aba ewura bebia adisia adwuma ye bibia na bibia se wan fa AI na nka ho a wakachi ene wo adwuma so ye kurani so wo ya adetoni so wa settle business say industry corporate everywhere say wan fa AI no anka odwuma ho a anase wan sua artificial intelligence no amfa nka wadwuma ne ho a obeka achi AI no me ebodi nka no artificial intelligence no it is send your internet by na eno no chichimo yo no se no eno na abe
Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene wa share ama eye free primary eye healthcare policy a obo hu de ro no wa hwe amwa da ndwumedie no osise beboa esan se ne botaye nyina ne so my Ghana ha se e kamia ye se gisi ni pa yare ama wo ye wu ansa no wakwa yare sabe o se ni kwan se ba no sa o se wo ho no ma na wakọ ne a check wu ni pedue ni mahwe sempo yare bi etete ba bi a o plan se wo be unity e de aba entwen e ma yare enka wonto ho no ansa na wakọ se wo kwa akọji yare hwe.
The importance of the free primary health care. We've been talking about universal health coverage. Every country is working to achieve universal health coverage. And universal health coverage is the situation where every citizen has access to quality, affordable care. In Ghana, we introduced the National Health Insurance Scheme, and it expanded coverage and affordability in a major way. But since we introduced the National Health Insurance Scheme, we still have a lot of pockets of underserved areas, especially in the rural areas. And so, for countries that want to extend the reach so that they can achieve universal health coverage, they include in it the primary health care aspect of it. With the health scheme, normally for most of the health facilities under the health scheme, you see the patient only when they are sick. And so it's mostly curative. One key aspect of the free primary health care is preventive, to identify the illness and get early treatment before it develops into something else. And so a major part of the free primary health care is the health screening aspect. And we are encouraging that when we roll out the free primary health care, our traditional leaders
Yanto ansem so ewo enkran pumpuni mantemu tama be America krenie na rehosem esiye ewo honom endie helicopter crash bi ekoto honoma na enya asem ketua na ekoto sukuu bi enchente yade edi ehu ebehye sukuu emofre no na akopiem ewo ho a enei mensini krachi a wo tema ahwe ama sukuu yi wayensiesie ewo biaye a etechi makakra na wayensiesie honoma wasan so ebie sukuu ne se yenuanom nketewa ensan megentete ewo honom
ebakra ehun resort no enye say nti ehun adwuma school no ye close ye to clean up and then to do some renovations na emma obi a hope apart from that also 7 year nanti during the period of psychosocial support start here up to now teachers and children and parents no dasunya psychosocial support say mental health agency omuni this adwuma no and sanso NHIS registration emma parents and staff and then children no, because under NHIS we can receive some services for psychosocial support also. And there was as a city
yeda yenyankopon ase se ene wama ayeda papa ede amaye na agoba ne se nyame adom mayor of Tema actually renovate school Mbanumono and I am Manu Ede plane crash no light aircraft no ebenya accident no what to me renovate school no say and then program na fe wafre awofo no and stakeholders ni nyina say wo behia na ohia yatumi aye say mofra na eba school biem yede nyame ase wo saade na waye na we ya waye no bema nia etwamu biribia ya esi biribia etwamu no ye bompa ese mofra no betu ni nyina egu won achi na mumu no abusuafo awofo eni stakeholders ni nyina ye beko enimu foforo na me mpa ebo ni se nyame bebie kwan.
We cannot continue to grieve all the time. Grieving must be, there must be a cut-off point of grieving. So, to the extent that there has to be a cut-off, we use this occasion as the cut-off point of the grieving. You cannot keep on grieving perpetually. So, it's important. It has taken the assembly a lot of time and financial support to renovate this place. So it's up to a teacher to maintain.
Adishimamba yentu akasiye ni so ani yakwa kupiemu ewo Ghana Mampenyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na kache endrada enwo Sherman Penny for de free primary health care dwumadie no ehhehye so na no no akasa ere ato amanfo enim sesisi ana yade atwetwe ade hye bi aso se dwumadie ya wadan na di yade a eba na ba besi health insurance anemu anase sen eneko osi de bi enyade a eba besi health insurance anemu ni mu meba bebo na chidom no mu nyina adudwuma baako
a year. Every Ghanaian must be screened once a year. And you get the basic screening, and that includes hypertension. So the free primary health care post would have the sphygmanometers so that they can check your blood pressure to see if you are developing blood pressure. Sometimes if you are developing blood pressure, just a change of your diet can take it away. A change of lifestyle can take it away. But if your blood pressure is high and you require treatment, then you will be referred up to the district hospital level. So the free primary health care complements the national health insurance. And so at that level, it's free of charge. You go, the screening, everything is free of charge. If it's a basic illness like malaria, your CHIPS compound will have the medication for malaria. If it's a basic illness like cholera, your health compound, CHIPS compound, or your health kiosk will have the basic drugs for you. If it is a respiratory illness that requires cough mixture or something, you get it at your CHIPS compound. But if they take your blood sugar and your blood sugar is high, but at the point of examination and treatment at the polyclinic level, at the health center level, at the CHIPS compound level, at the health kiosk level, you don't need your NHIS card at that point. You just need your Ghana card or any form of identification to show that you are a Ghanaian.
Yet once I'm so Bia East, what I meant if you don't want to, when you copy mu, Honma, and this Yamanyuku name a deomodio petition, Akoto, and penny for any so copy more choir, Honum no service so could trust so could dear, Honum edia to choose and Kora. I just see a child come out posy for, and yes, you don't come out posy for keke. The way process here, some no edia cocots now, and same baby. And so MPP had this year Honum try and each acquiring it will be 10 year, be 2 and our home maybe any man said. And same fatanen so endis in Kwa could show so could do and pa na ye pe achun so besre same penny for you na asin one pa no pomesibre na ansana da chibian e de how abradishia e wo bia east
afaso akodi ebimu nsam na omuye mu adwuma na matimamufuo ene partyfo ewuramu se omu twa stick mpo a ye mo kwan policefo chi omu a ye police ne na asemato eno na yenti ase ye de abedan ye mpanifo headquarters se munka bi mayen na ye ba ye mpanifo so adaretien se yemfa nko Minister of Lands and Natural Resources and Enforcement Commission na yenko kan asem no ewo ho na omunka bi mayen enye hwehwemu de enti a se MPP ni kowura forest ni dia ye nche no NDC ni de kowura ma ye che no enam se MPP time and forest ni ye cheche ni nyina de ma omunkrofo enti wo MPP ni aye nimu ukowura mu a obedi bone bia obeye ni obeye bia obi amfiu nanso obi kotwa pistol sabi woma ye de wo fufuo kura na de wakotum 2 weeks 3 weeks ewo yo so just last 2 weeks yan NDC branch chairman wa kwabin krum on executive 5 ye chiomo anka yan form internal police command ewo district no mu ye de mo call regional command. The next day they were sent to court and remanded for 2 weeks. After that week they were remanded again. I feel that you fight here, regional executives are down Roma, and regional chairman, your honorable Richard Champion, honorable MP Madam Roma. Your bill at Yamawon. Okay, and ye ni momo ya chiomo. Da ni momo omuye nu yadwuma bi soso ye nchiomo. Your regional chairman Big Edu, why ni obetumi. Ghana
has say kamia ye say ye nuanom titiru ene mante wa wada abontene so e na adolso. Se say ndi edure numere na ukoduru edum kejetia asafo Santa run about. Biai bebre Makola market, Medina market, yes, Kukodru bebre, ya je yam memano. Idrana joa eno maje hodom aboso mo moda ye bridge ase one na one am honzo ani ehwimo bag ene ofun ena adults no ena ma eku edi ende omo so any the future of Africa afa to won ho so ato onsan edi afa ye nuano ma ye wo woti bia bi se mu se won kan wo haw na omo so enhwe ni obetumi eye.
7th of I think February in the night, I think from 9 o'clock, police people chased us. They said they will not let us sleep around the airport, so we have to go and find different places. And we want to sleep there, so we were roaming with them. We passed what's the name, Opebia, they will go to First Airport, they will go to Spina, they will come back to Opebia again because we don't have anywhere to go. So that's our safe place that we can sleep, especially at Marina Mall. Being Future of Africa is a good thing, and I think because of them, I'm who I am today. I'm a carpenter on my own, and Future of Africa have played a big role in my life. Once I was on the streets, I didn't know that I would get somebody like this or a helper like this who can help me go further in life. So I think it's God who sent Future of Africa to me. Future of Africa cannot do it. We all as Ghanaians have to come together because as my master said, this job is not an easy job for only one organization to do. Future of Africa cannot take everybody out of the street, so I think we need more support.
I like the model whereby they focus on the child. They just do not give them handout, but they follow the children, whatever level they get, they meet you, they follow you and ensure that they take you to the level that you are supposed to be as a child. And then so we've seen them deal with children who are very young, and they've supported them through education, giving them all the necessary support that a child should have. And then some of these children have become better people in society.
What drives me is care. I think these young girls and boys are not any different than myself, my siblings, my friends, and they are just unfortunate to be in situations that they find themselves in. They were just born into families that couldn't afford to look after them, or into neighborhoods that didn't have enough support systems, and they're just coming outside to survive, to find money to buy food to eat, to find people that they can connect with and belong. I find that these young people are actually victims of situations they were born into. Nobody ever wakes up one day to dream that one day I want to be a street resident. So it's just the circumstances that surrounds their family that drives them to the streets.
ECG transformer ewotemano empenifo chiremu se ya de edjuma besen finhia aduenu mienu enie eye 22 years enti eye ama na ho odin no eye abafom tie na yo hye no asesa transformer ewotema eno na nam so amoso afo hwe ahone de ensem so ye Dr. John Abdullahi Jinapo akwakopiem ewo ho no wie no okasa ede ato abontene senye nkran nko wo wie nso a obebe kumase no aba abehwe eye transformers a eye wo mahoden aba fom no ahwe no asesan se de be ya eye mpotemu bia no enyina mkane ahonsem ebeto
transformer eye na kane na nhwehwe mo aya ye comprehensive details the money say transformers ni bibire enyine de visual ho na honde no e for mesan say demand no enyina bro ahoden so ti ye change transformers ni bibire any substations ni dima bibire dima ya mo ho sa transformer ye si dai a deep 22 years a check ye change no bibire nya say ye change keke ye the transformer na honde no e so chain current one na bra tin say dwumadi ye gusu aye na nya nkran kwa na ye Kumasi for next month ye ba Kumasi we want to also do a massive program over Kumasi na anyina mkania no agina ye ama obi ye besra mo munya abotreka krama ye Volta region Central region ba bia ye be kobo na ye digima na enkania no agina ye
eniama bi also a ema ye madi no to sin evini akomfo a on the on saka the transformer they say the omo ye say transformer no to adedra line no nti line no so say ni aye no say be ya entini probe nti bi kan wa esedum sa makra tu na taban ne koka akoma na esedum na kofa ose yi bi ama to only nim sa ni nti no to adedra line na the line call intema no yi that dey so transformer no e popo no so no ma pia atofom e dey no ne hwe wo en ma na wo no your friend say copper they say eno no mu yi na kan body o mu yi eno ane nkeno ano say that there na ya wine en humane wo so no eno so one fa kan no na hwe oil no so everywhere ana so go so e be konom the oil ni na go so hu form o say oil wo ba bia one the kwa e ba sa pe Greek for the one the kan ya na ma say una oton na so transform
Adeshiman ba ye to ansem ne so ebekọ so agina mu ewo eye tema honoma eho na furniture dealers ha ewo ho so ne wo nso ano demo bo mensini krache wo honom so bo yi pa say ya do demolition exercise bi akoso honom omobo enjusu nti oni monyamfo yi emra bontene no mechirechirim enchire wo
I say, Yaba Betina has said, I bet you has said, because the higher baller no, I want to toilet to go out, I want to ball a few of your back. Where be brighter, and I say, this man who say, a higher baller or some about, who says he has said, Yana says he has said, I have four, minimum Kunayadro, or Biandro, area, how Biandro has said, Yana says he has said, into Musamutia, yes, hand because you have almost 12 years. In your chance of Baby Bunu, in your chance of what I have work as say, so Baby Bunu, yes, you hand there if you watch.
Naha and yet on my brand for so many years. It said Nana Senyamia do Monoma says Yama higher needs. After some women say, higher fed, higher coming to my bedroom. And you find yet decide your man was better no man because or better than a you to know, then almost jumping for no. As I say to it's going to be dear. Yeah, dear Cromaster, or Baba John, Tim Francashi, or Mancavi, or Momba, no better than one year more from Bonnie Pet, no more Romoco, and what John, Jimmy for Bambo with your horror man touch cry, or man touch, and Bacoram and Panabon to be born in the time had to be animal, or be animal, yes, or a board member, or TDC. Nida in the sea on an assassin down what John say, or no. Service or by the party and come just say, go be able to attach it. But I say, Yanti, Yanni come out for Yen will be anti, and the idea brown has so many years. None quite the above animal putting in ano. Achia,
and any anom achre fu abe America clinic, Yantia wonka at the wall home. Everyone bontiness was Sabino, Yantia wonka as he say Ghana sitting at Ayadin Yepa. Prime and panel Sia Cassia and when you go to our share, yet 170 soa near few of my Ghana near Diani at Chemu, Awama Hodro so and Semo. A idea Pope Leo the 14th Fessijinaye, say Bibre Mamma Nama who doing in our war call and Srashe Ewa Honum. Teach you near Manamaya, Mentime Hwase Basabasaye, Ecos or said a bear or best friend will be here to Medina Codia, a go for Nene, Yamia Admon Akupiemu, Ewa Cameroona. Or Conwane a ye, Yamia difu honum so aqua, Shenwa Hessedia a ye, and Tokana as a mentime Hwasia, a man home so ever honum no ebe to me abrasi.
Conflict for nearly a decade, the US-born pontiff's plane landed in the capital Yaoundé shortly before 3 p.m. local time and is later scheduled to meet President Paul Biya and deliver an address to the officials. In the Central African country, where more than a third of the around 30 million people are Catholic, the church plays a key mediation role and runs a large network of hospitals, schools and charities. This is the fourth visit by a pope in Cameroon and the first since Pope Benedict came in 2009. Leo's meeting with 92-year Biya, the world's oldest head of state, has also divided Catholics in the Central African country. Some clergy members have voiced fears that it will help Biya to tarnish his image 6 months after violently suppressed protests against his disputed re-election to an 8th term. The 70-year-old Pope will later visit a Catholic orphanage re-election to an 8th term. The 70-year-old Pope...
UN impending for me at yes, a fitting ra. A maintain me who say man who so a Sudan a year after 2026. Yemonkwa a 50 January bosomeno ebesi eye April bosimia yegume yade nipa 700 ena atwana nanom ewo nsiedo ewo Sudan esan basabasa ya ekoso ewo hodinti
has now lasted 4 years.
between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces has claimed tens of thousands of lives and forced more than 11 million people to flee.
You already know there are more than 11 million people displaced internally and externally, and that 70 to 80% of health infrastructure in conflict areas have become non-operational or critically under-resourced. What you may know less is that according to the International Committee of the Red Cross, the number of missing persons cases continues to rise. With many communication networks destroyed, countless families have lost contact with their loved ones. Not knowing about their fate is causing deep and lasting psychological suffering. The number of missing persons cases recorded by the ICRC in Sudan has reached more than 11,000, and that's an increase of more than 40% in the past year alone.
The UN's World Food Programme indicates that more than 19 million people are suffering from acute hunger as famine threatens extensive parts of Darfur and Kordofan.
Nearly 700 civilians were reportedly killed in drone strikes in the first 3 months of this year alone. Millions have been driven from their homes across Sudan and beyond its borders, with entire communities emptied and families uprooted time and again. The risk of wider regional instability remains very high.
As calls for more aid intensifies, UN Women agencies
across Sudan and beyond its borders, with entire communities emptied and families have been driven from their homes across Sudan and beyond its borders.
Yanswa mahodo sensem ne so ewo China ene China mampani eyon munyamfo eyezi Jinping akasa ediato abontene se wo hwe se eyesisi a waye krado senkita hudi a eda omone Vietnam entem no obehwe no ahye mu kena se de be ya manaman mienu nyina betumi aboaboa won ho.
Priority. This is something that he has reiterated throughout his trip. For example, he was giving a speech at Beijing's Tsinghua University, and he said that it was necessary to strengthen the political and social foundations. Now, he also published an article in China's People's Daily newspaper calling the relationship a strategic priority. Now, on the Chinese side, President Xi said that the two sides should defend the global free trade system, his remarks coming against a backdrop of global upheaval in the trade and energy markets. China is Vietnam's largest trading partner and second largest source of foreign investment. And with the turmoil in energy markets, there were expectations that both sides will seek reassurance that there will be minimal disruption to existing cooperation. Or for Hanoi to ask Beijing for help with energy security. This is especially so as Vietnam relies heavily on imported oil and gas. So far, China has
prime anopano nsia kasie enu enigusu awhwe kasie ubenya bi ewa abelfo ntenten fidie ne so nyina ahwe Facebook Ashanti Prime TV, TikTok Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube enso ya Ashanti Prime TV wo hwa no comment wa like ne wa share ede amaye ensima me de beso ma no pay ewosi media santem se kasie ne dose yie ne di makweti ni bi enie Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ahwe amomude eye free eye primary health care policy no aba science na Ghana mampanyi abedi Professor Jina na opoku ajiman kasa ayo so afo hwa hone di ensam so ni munyamfo eye Dr. John Amdilai Jinapo enso ekopie mu ewotema ensem wei ene nsema odopie kanam de besom mo se prime anopano nsia kase mi amje penny ebe kenkan anopa kase yi e ma medi amje so ene mes now sat makra obia
bebre ne akoso ewo yemmem ha enne nkofo amanso empeni se ade achi na se yanti asemfufra enne na yachi na mibiso what in ye akoso social media ho be kire aba fontenta fidie ni so woni mi akoso ewo ho no enne na dwebre tie me adwo adempo me ne mapamfo ewo Ashanti Prime TV ebina da bia enne ya wada bia wabra aboyume no